And on to the other big story that we're tracking. The Narendra Modi government could be planning a tactical retreat on the Land Acquisition Amendment Bill. Faced with an unprecedented opposition, one which threatens to derail the entire budget session of Parliament, the NDA government is reportedly planning changes in the land bill. The BJP Parliamentary Board is meeting at the residence of Home Minister Rajnath Singh at 6:30 p.m. this evening. Sources say some of the clauses which made the land acquisition easier could in fact be changed. This after the land acquisition ordinance emerged as the biggest bone of contention between the government and the opposition, something which could prevent the parliament from functioning smoothly. Already the Congress has staged a protest outside parliament today, while Anna Hazare ramped up the heat on the government with his two-day dharna at Jantar Mantar. Prime Minister Narendra Modi's best efforts to woo the opposition seem to have gone to waste, with most non-NDA parties opposing parties refusing to fall in line on the issue. Now, what the opposition is opposed to is the Modi government's move to scrap the social impact assessment and the need for consent of 80% landowners before agricultural land is in fact acquired for public purposes. While the government will be able to push the bill through the Lok Sabha where it has the numbers, it is the Rajya Sabha in which the government is in fact in a minority. Modi will face his biggest challenge there. The government has been trying to sell its proposals without much effect.
I only urge upon them, participate in the debate, give meaningful suggestions, let the House debate it, discuss it, and let the House decide. Let us not scuttle any attempt of legislations. You have got every right to criticize, oppose also. I always say only one line. I propose, you want to oppose, let the House dispose.
We are indeed amazed that there should be anything like opposition from the BJP, much less an ordinance. And we are even more amazed that the ordinance really kind of makes it Hamlet without the Prince of Denmark, or the Prince of Denmark without Hamlet. It takes away the heart and soul of the act.
And Headlines Today reporters tracking all developments on this story have simplified the land bill controversy and its political ramifications for you.
Significant changes to UPA bill. Ordinance removes consent clause and social impact analysis for 5 key sectors. Private citizens and industry no longer need 80% consent for acquiring land for defense, national security, rural electrification and PPP where the ownership is with the government. The ordinance is a clear departure from the UPA bill where all persons dependent on the land had to be compensated, whereas the ordinance promulgated by the NDA says that only the owner of the land has to be compensated.
The government looks nervous this budget session, faced with an uphill task of pushing through the amended land acquisition bill. The ordinance was promulgated in December last year and will lapse unless it is passed by Parliament in this session itself. But the government lacks numbers in the Rajya Sabha, and a united opposition seems unwilling to relent, calling the ordinance anti-farmer. The government faces a tough task ahead.
It's a combined opposition which includes parties like the Congress, Left, JDU and Trinamool Congress, which would be combinedly opposing the land acquisition ordinance which would be coming in Parliament tomorrow. But what is even more important is that it would hamper the functioning of Parliament. While outside Parliament, we've seen that unions of all the 3 parties are against this ordinance. And also to top it all, it is Anna Hazare who's also leading a movement against this ordinance.
The government realizes it has a difficult task on hand in getting the land acquisition ordinance ratified by Parliament, and therefore it's embarked on a 2-pronged strategy. It's indicated its willingness to accommodate the opposition's concerns, and it's also trying to soften up the opposition parties. Prime Minister Narendra Modi flew to Safai to break bread with Mulayam Singh Yadav and Lalu Prasad Yadav. He dispatched Venkaiah Naidu to speak to Sonia Gandhi, the Congress President. Additionally, Finance Minister Mr. Arun Jaitley is using his back channel contacts with the BJD and the BSP to try and bring them around.